So the video begins, and at the beginning of this video, only because my last video did not upload, and I am having a hard time finding out how I can stop and go this video, and I'd love to be able to work with somebody else that I can just show them all the angles so that somebody else can start off the conversation that I can jump in, just like a radio talk show. Let me explain to you just two short things in a short time. Baseball and basketball, the only two sports that you can play the extra innings, you can play the extra time of overtime, but it can't end in a tie. Because at the end of a Jewish life, when you sit Shiva, they cut your tie at one end, cutting you off from your ranchia, cutting you from the left side of your mind to the right side of the light that lit up all your life, that when the light left and you had died, all you were left with was the dog without a bone. Cat, dog. In French, they say bonheur. Bone, boner, hard bone, hard way. Now you played a game of craps. On one end, you got the boner. On the other end, you got the crap. I don't like to talk this way, but I'm obliged to because that's the way we were created. On a car, you have a special system they call the catalyzer. The cat, analyzer, when you read it in French, it says the cat who reads, liser. To liser is to read. The catalyzer, okay, is the cat reader. Inside, there is no, here is the circle, okay? This circle, okay? Do you see what happens when you cut it open? It cuts to one side. It will not break more or less, or it will cut in a circle. This, okay, is your area circle. This is your number 4 square. One here, one here, one here, and one here. Your east-west life is here and here, and east and west in French is both spelt the same way except for one difference. West is OU, which is 36, in which O is A and E, and U is A and B. A, B, and AE, alpha, beta, and in Chaldean, it becomes the angel resident, in which the R is the 18th letter and creates the 1 and 8, in which 1 is in the center to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your corners, and your sides, and here's your corners, just like in Rubik's Cube. Why do I cry? The energy is just so strong. I can see it so clearly, and I just can't seem to come across with the relation. So your 6 is here and here, east and west, okay, and your 6 is here and here, north and south. Here and here is the incoming, okay. We're actually like this. We're leaning on this angle. And I'm telling you we're leaning on that angle because when you look in the Jewish letters, you will see the letter of Gimel, which is the same letter as Gamma, but designed different with the letter G, but it's on number 3. 3 and 7 is 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. 1, 9, 2, 8, 4, 6, 3, 7. 10,000. 10,000 years with a bar. We forget because they put a cap on every single level. But it's more like this. And here's one is capped off. Every 3, it's capped off. The angle of the cards, if you're adding the cards, don't go like this. Go like this. The same way it rains down. Now let me get back to the Urantia world and cutting the strings and cutting the ties to the Urantia world is the Beta Venus system, in which V, as the V letter is 2 and 2. BB baseball, BB basketball. One is with the air inside, the other's with the strings inside. With the strings it is the spirit, with the air it is your head. The strings that come down from the crown of your head. Jug head, the jug of water we have in our head. Archie, H, angel resident connection to B world, Veronica. Betty, the same 2 worlds as in Hebrew, they use Beit and Vet. For DC Comics is Delta Christ, DC, ACDC, because A is in the middle of V. Up towards one side and down towards the other, which is A and I. Both A, E, and I, which is 151, which is on the ace card, which now gives you 5, 1, and 1, which is now what you have is 7, the 7th gate within you. Split me apart from one side, I am still alive. My heart runs. We are electronic. Catcher in the Rye Catcher, no pitcher. The pitcher holds the water. He throws the ball in the 9th position, which ends up to be right over here, but he cannot play the designated hitter. 4 and 8. April to August when it all ends. The beginning was the end when it was September. The scepter to hold the scepter of the King of Diamonds, because it is the Diamond King that holds towards your 0, because you just hold your 0 as in the cube. You hold it on an angle. If I can find my cube, which I do not have. Okay, my stove is going off. I have to stop the buzzer. The Urantia world held up from the sky, but what do I know? I can never know anything. I can only know a little bit of a little bit of a little bit. A little bit to pile on, a little bit to share the information between I, myself, and those who ask the question. If I precision myself towards one and one person only, I can show you how I can devise a plan on how I can acquire the information that we already have. If you want to talk about the 1440 minutes, that when you complete the day, you have just lost 4 minutes, you went backwards, because you're not going straight around. Okay, it's more like a roller coaster ride. We lose the 4 minutes, not because of that, because of this. Every time, it's something to do with every time there's a number of man inside of us, every time we breathe, that it lights up, that we lose something within us. The light of energy, the energy of light, that's why we lose inside real time. How about this? Want to see me lose something inside real time? I'll show you a little bit about losing something. Here, I put this together. We got time. I pull them apart. Time is apart. The time to go from one side to the next side, okay, is where we're losing that time, because there's nothing going on. Man has to think. Now that I've started this video and I'm into my 7th minute, maybe I can pick up the pitcher and the catcher, the positions they play and the games they play, and then we'll go to basketball. How many men on the court? What kind of punishment do we get for slapping somebody in the face, for getting stepped on and staying too long underneath the rim, to standing outside the circle for a 3-point play, or inside to dunk it for just an only 2, whether you dunk it or toss it in the 20-foot marker, you only get 2 points. But if you're fouled, you now get 3. But in the last few years, the only sports that has not changed is actually the baseball, because in basketball, you now can take a 3-point play, and if you're interfered with, you get 1 extra shot. But like before, if you were interfered with on a 3-point shot, you get to take all 3. 1, 2, 3, man is in creation. 3 separate strands. When man throws the ball, he gets 2. Because man is in the beta world. You have a 24-second clock for the 24 hours in the day for the 1440 minutes, in which we need 7 and 6. You need to create the 7th day of where God rests all the time, because man is not on the other side. We lose that 7th day towards God's resting is because he's sending the Spirit towards us. He has no other choice but to rest during the half time. 7 times 1440 is 10,080. But if we remove the 4 minutes in the day over X period of time, you will now remove 4 minutes, okay? From 7 minus 28 from 10,080, we are now 10,052. Since the number of man, 5 and 2, which is in the center world, which is in the center of the 2 worlds, that 5 and 2 is lost to time. Take away the 24 hours of man if you want, but take away 26 hours for the house. Man and the moon is 28, man is 52, 10,080 minus 80 equals 2, 10,000. Now we must minus 8 for the heaven, we're at 9,992. Yellow, black, Jupiter. Jupiter is the 5th planet. It connects to Saturn. Over, like I said, this is the way it connects. If you want to talk about Earth and Mars, this is the way it connects. Just like this, one shoulder and the other. The spirit and the soul. What does the soul do? The soul lights up the fire. The spirit comes on into the fire, and the catalyzer, the cat, is read by the bone. That's right, it's read by the bone in this world. Why do I fool around? Because if I had to precision myself and show that I'm exactly perfect, I would be completely wrong because I'm not perfect. My expression is lousy, but my explanation is lousy, but everything I'm telling you is exactly true. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. If you take that 365.25 days and multiply it by the 4 minutes, you would get 1,461 minutes. 61 is the reader of the clock, all the way around plus 1. It's always, you see there, right now, I'm a little all over the place, but right now what they're doing, okay, is if you multiply the moon number, 19 times 19, plus man, who is 9, makes 28, you would end up with 28 times 19, 28, okay, times 28 equals to 784. So we take 25,920 Mayan time divided by 784 equals to 33,061,224. Since I don't like that answer, okay, there's something missing in it because it wasn't perfect. It has to be perfect, just like God said. Okay, night and day, we have to break it apart for night and day. And the way we break this apart is, okay, since 7 days is 10,080, that's to complete with God's sleep. But man only gets to be 6. 7 for the God and 6 for the man. Because the one that's missing is the spirit coming into us. That is why in the flag we have 7 red stripes and 6 white. Because white is the purity of man that comes into this world. And the queen that man comes in is also pure. Why? Because the cue ball in pool is white. She is white. The cue ball is 17. The 17, underage. She can't drink. She has no spirit. Therefore, the queen in this world has no spirit. Do you follow what I'm saying? Everything has a relation. Whatever sport you are going to play, if you are going to play hockey, it will have a reason and a relation, for a meaning, for the creation, for the running of time, and inside the Mayan time, in which 1,080, I was going 10,080, but if I took 25,920 and I divided by the 24 hours in a day, it would equal to 1,080. Okay? 1,080 divided by 360 equals to 30. Creation. And the 30 cycles of the zodiac. You want to bring the 30 cycles of the zodiac, of time that went around? Is it every 72 years times 30 equals 216? 216 hours, which is 9 days of 24 hours, in which 16 hours you are awake and 8 hours you are asleep. I'm not asking you to be exact. That's the way it works. We're not looking to be exact. Here's a circle. Whoop, I'm sorry. Distortion. It's all about distortion. So we can never figure it out. So you figure out the perfect world and then you figure out why there's something missing afterwards. Do I think I'm partly right? No, I think I'm completely right. So another thing, we were talking about the ties, and we were talking about the Jews, and the Jews have, somebody dies and you cut the urantia. And you cut urantia on whichever side you cut it is because of whichever side is the electronic side. One side will send it to the other side, creating the crown and the completion of the rotation of the thinking catalyzer where the cat reads in the doghouse. This is the way it sits. This is your circle. Why is this your circle and not this? This is your life. This is your circle. This is your circle because when you turn it all around, this is the maximum, the point that you will reach out here. But do you notice that this one's down here and this one's up in the other world? Because this is the way it runs. 2 by 2 is the way it goes. And I can redo this to explain how the Budweiser tie works. The Budweiser tie is a connection between 1,4,6,9. It's a connection between 1,2 and 8,9. It's a connection between 2,3 and 7,8. It's a connection between 3,6 and 4,7. It's a connection between 6,9 and 1,4. It's a connection between 8,9, and then you'll keep going around and around and around again. That's the way it works. And it's not me. If we sit down together, I can explain to you every single number and why. If you want to see the 9 card, here's your 9 card. You see the way the Y is to each side? This is your 88 on one side. And I was going to show you your 88 on the other side. I seem to have lost it. I'll knock your block off. 2 delta angles. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. N and Z. 14 and 26 equals 40. 0 equals 6 equals 46. Mars and Saturn. Man walks. You take the one spirit right here in the center, right? Look that, oh my God, one spirit comes out where his nuts are. I'm sorry, I didn't want to include the sex organs. Hey God, take away my sex organs. But guess what? If you remove the sex organs for 60 years, there ain't not one person on this planet. Not one person will live on this planet. If we stop having sex today for 60 years, every man, woman, and child will no longer exist, and we don't even need war. Has anybody ever thought of that? Now, I'll tell you one thing. For me, the two greatest artists that I've ever actually seen in the spirit world that I know is Jessica and Jen. They are just amazing artists. I saw what Jessica was working on, and I just started to cry because I want to know it too, but I just can't do everything. Oh, I'm acting like a child, but that's the way it is. Don't you want a little entertainment to learn? The other thing I wanted to mention, you want to talk about squares, or you want to talk about T for square, Y for the diamond triangle. Why? Because the Y is on a corner where it gets each side, gets splits apart. This is your dog. The dog, division, God, Omega gateways. T, transmission for the angel transmission of the cat, which recreates and connects the corners together in between where the Y's are. The total of these two is 45 and 47. Why 45 and 47? Because Y is Y and sometimes Y after Z. And that's the way it works. The other thing I want to mention, and I'm all over the place, that's okay. It's only to ring a bell. 26 and 27, okay, all relate to number 25. 28 and 29, okay, all relate to number 30. Part of creation, but it's a reduction because the totality of the creation being in the middle is the 30. But you have to go left 31 and to the right, which will be 29. And now you brought in your AC connection into the beta Eiffel world. I, E and I. Why? Because the French say E is I and I is E and you are you and I am me. Okay, where else am I going with this? Time. Here's another thing I wanted to mention was time. And we're going to stop this and I'm going to make another video and another video. I have a whole lot of stuff lined up in my head. The thing is, will I remember in order? Of course not. It's not written down in order. But we're going to go over time. See the way it says time over here? Okay, 29, it me. It means connect my energy. It me. Time, 1, 3, 5. If we were playing pool, we get the orange ball, okay, which is 5 and 13, making 18, which is the angel resident of 666. You add it together, 4 by 7 is 28, which is the time of the moon and man, and 4 and 7 is 11. For mass, Chris Mass, Delta God, D and G. Okay, and if you see D and G, they make their shirts all over the place. Another thing you have to remember, 3 by 14, okay, because 15 is the totality of which the fox, okay, fox number 45, which the sun, okay, irradiates inside of us. Somehow there's another sun, some kind of radiation in our torus that connects us between numbers 2 and 4, because we multiply it by 3 by 14, 42. Why? There's 4 decks, there's four seasons in the year, and there's one always will have a reflection, and that way we can create our circle. You don't have a flat line, you have a circle. So 3 by 14 is 42, plus 1 and 4 equals 47. 47 time, and time here connects to, apparently the universal number is 42. The 9 lives of the cat, 24. 8 and 6, okay, will create your 10-10 world. 10 by 10 equals to your 100. And I know I'm not explaining this properly. 47 plus 3 over here is your creation, makes 50. 0 equals 6. 56 is twice as much as 28. 28 is the moon. 56 is man has his own moon inside. Connected to the other moon, let's call this Mars, because Mars has 2 moons to 1 moon. Okay, that's the way it works. Number 5. Number 5 is nothing. It's an empty space. You put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. You make the X, cross my heart right in the center, the empty space. Man is born, put him in the center. He gets the 5 over here, and that's man's life. The heart is on one side because soul connects to the other side, and then we have the cat reader for the rest of the body. Eretz Israel is almost like saying stop. Arrête in French. The bones and stop the bones. Because in Eretz Israel, Eretz is the land of Israel. And stop in French, is arrête, as to where terre, okay, is a weight, okay, and terre is also the earth, in which is the electronic residual angel that gets divided inside the creation of what we call the cat reader. Now, I'm just going to use it that way. Where else should I go? We did soul, we did north. The word, or no, let's go to the dartboard. In the dartboard, we have a total of 20 areas, and where the center of the 20 areas, okay, which is the red and the green, is 50. Okay? 20 divided by 50 is 2.5. 2.5 dozen equals 50. 50 stars. But if we use the green that goes around the red, which is your spirit red and green life, equals 75. Divided by the 50 equals 37.5 G-U-N. Gun. Shoot me in the center of the dartboard. G7, N14, U21, spells gun, the totality of 14, and this is 28. And again, man, is red dot right over here. This will equal to your 28. 3, 7, and 5. 357 Magnum. So the whole thing even works out to the number of the gun. I'm not sure if I did this with you already. Did we do this already? Triangles, Muggen-Davids, stars, squares. Here's the square. When you want to write something on this square paper, it's going to go 12 by 6. If you flip it over 12 by 6 and 12 by 6, it'll create a perfect square in the center of the two. Okay? I'm not going any further than that. Here's your Budweiser bow tie over here. Here's the way the circles, okay, come into the center. This is the way. I can't explain it. No, I can't. I can't. I didn't prepare anything to explain it. Did I explain anything about time? Like I said, in SIDRail time, 4 minutes a day gives you 1,461 minutes a year. 1,461 minutes a year. 21 more minutes than in a regular day. 21 is the cube. Add it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 21. And 21 minutes over a regular day, which gives you 1 year or 1 day and 21 minutes. Everybody knows a minute, 1 day, and 21 is 11 times 11 equals 121. It doesn't matter if I'm going to say day, year, whatever. I'm going the whole totality of whatever the 1440 is. It fits. You want to put it here, we'll fit it here. You want to put it here, it'll fit it here. Doesn't matter what size, we're working with the numbers. We also know that 9 times 9 is 81. 81 is Venus. 81 is the one spirit that fits in the center here. 8 goes around. That one ain't worth nothing, but it's everything. The one in the center is everything to what surrounds it. You can count it as 9, but it's not 9. This is the one that completes your 360 degrees, that when you square it off on each side, you will take out what you call 10%. So if you take out 10% of the crisscross from this side, 90 degrees, and this side, 90 degrees, you take out 4.5 degrees. Is that what it comes out to? 85.5, 855 side rail time? Because you lost it because of this pin. And no matter what you do, the pin has to count for the totality of it. This whole thing. It has to be taken out here and taken out here and taken out here and taken out here, because the pin goes 360 degrees. So you have no choice. 46, which is man. 4060, which is orange and blue, in which orange and blue in French is the same number count. And they use the same letters, except for one of them, they change the E around for the U, because they change your electricity for the come around. Here's a simple way to see it in here. Here's your time. Your gateway inside of here, you open up the 7th gate and you come into the 4 world. Why? Because here, delta, 4, 4, 4, 4. 44, 44, face to face. How do you want to look at it? Which way do you want to look at it? Don't ask me. Hello? Yeah, you speak Greek? Delta? Is that the way you write it? Okay. We came into this time into a world where we rounded everything up. Even if everything is made in the round world, we rounded everything up. But watch out for the angles. Los Angeles. Dinosaurs, Texas. Interstate 35. Open up your telephone. It'll say C&E. Earth and Jupiter. Both planets both have that in it. The 5 and the 3 both have that. But man's earth as 3 is not complete until he's born to soul. In which soul, what? In the life of man, Vietnam? That's right. When you say French, in the life of man is Vietnam in the life of man. N and Z are together for New Zealand. Comic books. Cuivre. They took the penny off the market, the cuivre, but in French, Jewish, it said juivre. When you say S, when you say 132, when you use 66, do you want to see, where is this 66? I want to show you an upside down, how we work the 66. I'm not sure which way it is. I'm always in a rush to do these. See, there's your circle in the middle. It owns that square, okay? It owns that square because things are linear in length. That's why we end up with the oval, because they become in length. And if you chip chop, if I chip chopped here and made a circle here but had to put a square in it, how would it work? So you cut a square and then you put the circle in it, okay? How do we do it? Why does it stick? It's like a pumpkin. Cut my head open, make it like a pumpkin, take it out, put the square back, and we've got a thing, right? Now we've got it on this angle. It's on this angle, our head, okay? This angle to go in, this angle. That way we have space for the rest of whatever it is. Although we cut it round and we beveled it this way. You all know that blackjack is 2121311101311. Did you know that? Blackjack. Blackjack 102 will also stand for 1 ounce, which is 28 grams. We know there's 4 jacks in a deck, but one is a diamond jack, and that connects all 4 sides. You connect all diamonds. That's why we don't have the 4-leaf clover, because the 4th leaf is, hey, 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 hello, my feet are on the ground, I'm plugged in, I hold 3 leaves in the clover, and I walk as the 4th leaf because I drag Gaia along with me. So we talked about the pitcher's mound, and I'm running all over the place, and let's not talk about sisters, 515, and we're not getting into that. Here's the pitcher's mound between first and third base, okay? Here's second base, here's home plate. The pitcher, you see this? Home plate here and this, okay? The 1 to second base, you see the 1? This second base over here, it's not this one, but it's second base. Man is in the 2 world. This one and this one looks like 10. And then man is in this world. So if man is born in 6 days, man is at 4. Without the spirit, man is at 4. With the spirit, he's at 6 plus 1 is 7. 4 plus 1 is 5. As 4, okay, he becomes 5760. 5,760. Man's 4 days becomes 5,760. 1,440 minutes. 5,760 plus the egg is 5,775. That's the year we're in right now. Where did 6,000 years go? 15 times 15, building eggs on both sides, plus the 1 man comes in, equals to 225. 15 times 15 is 225, plus 5,775, and we're starting into the 76, gives us 6,001 years, or 1,009. 1,009. What else? We come into this world, as Messer said, as the blue jacket, and he is right, because we get blackjack, and besides blackjack, it's black and blue because of the black and blue eye. Jack gets ET, so makes it jacket. So man wears a blue jacket. Okay. Also, what you have to understand is the apple gets the leaf, and the leaf is found onside the heart card and onside the club card, in which the jack is an expression, because Jack only holds 6 eyes up and 6 eyes down. 12 eyes total, 1 and 2 is 3 for his creation. The king holds 7 and 7, 14 eyes for the 1 spirit of this, the 1 light of the 6th spirit, or the 1 spirit of the 6th light. 7 and 7, no, it's 1 spirit and 12. So it's 1 and 3 brings you the AC power, because the 1 spirit dot is 1 coming in year 1. It's the same 1. It's just a continuation flow. And somehow, whoa, right up my backbone, I felt that one. Boy, oh boy. Anybody else feel that? Sister, 515 of the earth, S-I-S-T-E-R. It says earth tear. You can also use sister, okay, as S equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 0 equals 6 because it's the 1 spirit of the light, equaling to the 1 7 because the circle, okay, is nothing without the 1 spirit that goes inside. So this way, this is your 1 over here. This is your 5 equaling to your 6. Okay, so when you have 19 becomes 10, 10, the 0, because it's the 0 green world of where you live. Okay, where you live, the monkey's hat, thank you very much. Okay, because all we need is one hat for the both sides. We need one reader to think, you know. So we have 1 and 6. So now what we get is S is 7, I is 9. We get 7, 9, 7. 7, 9, 7, 2, 5, 1. I mean 5, 2. 5, 1, 2. ER, sister. ER, electronic resonance. E is 5, R is 2 in Chandeline. Chalice, Chandeline, challenge us. Sid real time, distance. Sid, distance. The French, they say, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that, it's a little bit of that, that and this, that, this. It's all lost in translation. People say I do not speak right, I don't know how to read. No. I read it as a reader would read it. I hear it as it sounds. When you go to your phone, you go, hey, phone, you ain't reading it properly. No, that's the way it was taught. And every time you speak into your phone and every time I speak into a mic, it's learning how I speak. So every time I come up here, if I say, hey, I'm Ronnie, I want you to learn my way of speaking, and I listen to it talk back to me, I can correct what it doesn't understand, and eventually this computer will be able to talk just like me because it knows every word I speak over a period of time. We have to know that Y and Y is 27 and 25 equals to 52 again, which is earth, which is 6, which is heart. Inside the word heart is the ear. Inside the word earth, TH is time, heaven. Just like I said, west, okay, and east finish in ST, just like first and last, spirit time. But when you're talking about time, heaven, it's TH, fourth, TH, fifth, TH. If I use first ST, second ND, third RD, fourth TH, which fourth is on the second line, is automatically you have to switch it into the center. E to the left is 5-4, E to the right is 5-6 is 9-11, ETH. So you would have first ST and DRD, standard death. Just like code. When you read code and then flip it over, mirror it, it'll say dead code on it. The same time we were talking, you want to talk about the 613 laws of Moses? We can talk about that, and I can take the same laws of Moses and enter it into the total period of time that the Mayans have said we are here, 25,920, in which 216 hours or 432 hours is an 18-day period in which it's enclosed by 1 day and 1 day for the time of God that he says, I am the Spirit God, I am the only God. Only means one, which reconnects the two sides. You turn, you bend around the ruler to this way. You overlap the ruler this way between 1 and 2. Why do we overlap 1 and 2? You overlap 1 and 2 and 8 and 9. Okay, 8 and 9 is H and I. And in Chaldean, it's the same letters. So you overlap the 12 as 1 and 2. They're a package deal. They come together, and so does the letters, and so does a design that I have that I designed. Rabbit ears, rabbit teeth, goat, sheep, Fibonacci codes, Yankees, Flyers, Pirates, sports teams, JSIQ. Why is the Q inside the one family? Because if you really think, I'm going to show you how the Q works. Let me see if I have it here. I keep rushing, but I'm doing it on my CYBERLINK, so I shouldn't have to rush. And I'm totally against. They're sending Canadian planes out to Crimea. Keep your planes home. If the Crimeans want to come here and do something, let them come here. I'm in love with the Crimeans. I'm in love with the Russians. Do you know why? Because they wouldn't have gone there unless somebody went there first. They didn't make a move, and I usually don't get into this. But if you're going to do something, you don't do anything unless somebody else makes the move. Is that not correct? And guess what? I got a problem with the rest of this, because I love the whole world. I love the Americans, and I love the Crimeans, and I love the Russians. I love the Chinese, the Asian, the Mongolians. I don't care if you're from Finland. I don't care if you have no fins. If you swim in the ocean or come from underneath the ground, I love you all because I have nothing against anybody. And if I don't like you, I'm not going to say anything. It's not my business. I'll just turn around and go my own way. It's not my business. God made a perfect world, and he surely did. Man screwed it up. Did we talk about the cat and the dog? man or cat and man and God, the 4 is of both worlds. The only time man comes in is when the 6. How do we get this 6? When you take Rubik's and you turn it this way. It's from side to side. 6 makes it in between the corners. Okay? 7 makes it because the spirit came in between the corners and then 1 light came in the center. 7 by 4, 28. 4 by 6, 24. This is exactly the way the piano works. But the man comes in. When the man comes in with his black and yellow tie, right? Like a penguin. Okay, this is how the piano hooks up to number 52. If you move the right side of the piano towards the left, this will be number 29. It'll equal 53. Electric company. Backing down to Saturn and hooking up to Jupiter. I had one more piece of the pie that I wanted to show you. Here's one element over here. This is your east-west. This is why you have the 6. Your other 6 is here, but you can't have both. They're different expressions. In comes the light, and out goes the man. And here's your 10-10 corners on the outside, and this is what creates your actual snowflake. Okay? This is man's head. This is the way man's head works. Okay? Right over here. See the long T? We were talking about reindeer. The rain in Spain. The word win, gagner. Okay? Gagner in French, which actually, if you read it properly, it says to gag somebody. It says a joke. Okay? Gagner also says, nye can also say backwards, reine, like the queen. But like I said, the queen is pure because she is the cue ball. She is the 16th ball in the pool. Every single ball is a white spot. White is purity and 17 is underage for the queen to drink. But man drinks spirit all his life because man is 18 and he's allowed to drink all the spirit he wants. And man can share his heart with the whole wide world. But the queen, she has to shut down. She has to shut down now. I'm going to write one more thing down here. There was Lot, Lancelot. Then there was Noah and his friend Lot. And they made a comic book and they call it Lotta. Okay? Now, what does a lot mean? A lot is an area of space, usually of a certain size. Which size are we going to go by acres? Or which size are we going to go by for whichever reason and whatever our choice is going to be? That choice, once I have the number, I know the rest of the numbers of the universe. We already have all the numbers. The day is 24 hours. I'm not looking at the stars. If we start looking at the stars, I'm going to do something different. But I'm not looking at the stars right now. I'm not looking at the sundial time or sunrail time where we have 2 train tracks, one here, and you hook up the 2 tracks and the train goes. Right? Don't forget. If the ocean moves left while you're going right, you ain't going to go as far as you think, even though you went 24 hours a day. You're going to go 23.56 hours a day. 56. If we go 4 minutes left, we end up just right. 55 is the center. 56 is the wolf of communication, where 28 and 28 come together and create that wolf communication, in which 2 times 8, 2 plus 8, equals 16, and 10, 26, which is the letter Z. If I remultiply it again, it becomes the letter T, and the T breaks up the communication with 2 sides, one to the left, one to the right, in which the A goes in the center of the 5-hole, and that's the 9 legs of the cat, which is angel, communication, transmission, cat, division, omega, gates of the god, of the dog, of God, of where the dog buried its bone, inside of Gaia. Gaia is female, dog is male. So how do we get the 2 together when the cat is the reader inside the doghouse? Don't forget, he does not walk in the water. I'm trying to figure out where the other piece is over here. See this over here? This centerpiece over here, right? I'm going to show you something about that in just 2 seconds. I'm going to try and just come up here and... Here. You see this over here? Look, it's a Q to the first snowball and a Q to the second snowball. Man gets the 9 card and he gets these 4 here. This is your club. 1 club down, 1 club up. This is the way the club. Then he connects over here. Why? We need to connect to the Gaia world and the reverse of the Gaia world because there's an incoming and outgoing continuous flow as long as man's alive. That becomes your house club, which is a light bulb. B-U-L-B. Light bulb in the club, the clubhouse. Here's your 56. You know what's so great about the 56? Is that the 17th letter Q, okay? If you 17th letter Q in the beta world, Okay, Q, 7 plus 1, 7 times 1 is 15. That is your egg. This is the seventh way to the gateway, in which also in Chaldean is Oz. 7 by 8 is 56. Okay, 56 plus 15 equals to 71. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. We have 71. 71 and 17 equals back to the 88 and the queen. One more time. 7 plus 1, 7 plus 2, if you want to look at it that way, but we're not going to go this way. 8 times 8, 8 plus 8, 64 and 16 equals to 48, which is space where we are right now. Or add the 16 up, which is from 64 equals to 80, the world we are in right now. But 0 equals 6 equals 86. That is who man is. 86 plus 24, which is the reader of the cat, will equal to your 1010 world of the cat that is in. Because 0 always must have, because it's the middle. Here's your 0. But there's nothing unless you have this, and this is why it's 6. That's why 0, you add 6, because of this 0. Because of the 1 that goes in the center. Otherwise, what do you need this for? Hey, 40 minutes? What are you talking? I just started this 3 minutes ago. They tricked me. So where else are we in this? The letter O in French says water. When you have jughead, a jug of water, a pitcher of water that throws the ball to a catcher in the rye, angel resident division electronic. Let's eat some rye bread. All you need, man cannot live by bread alone. Is that what the expression is? Another thing I want to mention, there's 3 ways to say in English and French that we're going to bring something together. They say double 0, in which a double 0 on top of each other is an 8. But beside each other, it's 007 because it's a gateway between this side and that side. You drag from this side to this side and you go down. You drag from this side to this side and you go down. So you take half your head, bring it down to here, you get the light that opens up. On each side, 3 here, 1 in the center, you have the 7th light. But there's 2 other lights here, okay? But I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. In and out, don't forget. Not everything comes in. If that doesn't go out, I'm sweating bullets. Oh, I better not mention that. Did you know that I told you half of 75 is 3.75? And 20 numbers on the dartboard comes out to the same answer. So we have the reason why this. This is 1/2 of your 9 card, and this is the other half of your 9 card. The top parts is your Gaia world. The same way. The same way. See this corner and this corner? This one's empty and this one's empty. This is man's life. See the way this spirit comes in, right? And man moves. I don't know exactly how this works. I know the way the card works. See the way it's a 5? Because man's on this level. He brings in, well, it's not really supposed to be on this one, and no, I can't bring that up. I can't. I don't want to. Did you know in French, if you say suit, or you say the word 8, okay, see the suit? See the 8 in the center of the suit? 8 and suit is it's the same letters. You see the little egg, see the fish, with a little fleur-de-lis on top, and the fish, because those are the arms of Jack. One arm on this side of Jack, one arm on this side of Jack, and the other one is the pie. All to do with France, all to do with the fleur-de-lis. The fleur-de-lis that was put at the footstools of Jesus when he died. The fleur-de-lis that was put by the 10 Commandments when they were put into the tabernacles. Okay. Here's your 9. You want to read this 9? Let's read it like this. This is the way we're going to read the 9. Right over here. How do we fit these together? I don't know. Not yet, at least. I told you about this. Did we speak about this? 1776. The size of the word gold. G7, O6, L3, D4. Gold. Okay? Gold. Age of 13. Creation of man comes in at age of 13. Creation of the angel, 36. He works on 1311. They're right across from each other in roulette. The same thing with the 22 and 24. Okay, the 22 and 24 I think is on this side because we come into this man's world. We have 24 over here. Next to 13 is 37. And then we have, where's the 22? And then we have 22 to 15. This is the egg and this is beta. Beta connects to the egg, 37. Man connects to the AC power, 37. The total is 74. The number of Jesus is the same number. And 7 times 4 is the 28 keys on the piano, in which you start from right to left. You want to talk about the hall, Chandeline Hall, Neanderthal. Neanderthal, okay? Neanderthal is the red spirit, thal, hall, or the tail of man, or the garlic. The garlic that stinks because of the wolf that calls inside the hall of man's head. The chalice, the challah bread. Okay? The same thing. 11, the word. Okay? Equals 63. And mass is in Christmas. Equals to number 33. Which is 3 times 11. Don't forget, when I mention 11, it's only one word. Okay? There's more than one that goes with 11. 11 is also equal to 2. 11 plus 63, you get Christ. 11 minus 62, you get man. You total them together, you get 126, you get the house we live. Also remember, Star Wars is coming out, Return of the Sith, which can also be SI as Mars. You can also say 79, 7988, 7988. 7 and 9 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 788. Now I did not mention, and I forgot to mention, that the pig, 977, not 7 times 7 is 49, okay? 49 times 9 is 351. Is that what it is? 7 times 9 equals 441. The pig equals to the card that connects the 9 card, and it's the largest card, and it's got those 2 noses on the pig. Split hooves on the pig, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 nose, 1 pig, connecting all the worlds. The pigs connect the world, and the communication is the wolf connected by the cat, the lizer, the cat reader, and the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf with Little Red Riding Hood wearing her red cap. And the big bad wolf came with his big ears. And if you ever look, the ears of the wolf are here, not here. You only see what comes out. His ears are here. This goes around. Okay? It's communicating within the 2 ears. What's between your 2 ears, big bad wolf? You want to know about a highlight? Highlight is 89, and it is the HI inside of it that creates the light. 9 plus 8 is 17, coming back to the queen. 9 times 8 is 72, creating bread and brown. Brown man. Red blood flow. Don't forget about the queen. She's a virgin. She's the 16th ball, sweet 16. And she's the 17th letter. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 7 and 8. 15. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals 11. I'm going to do one other little thing right now, in which I'm going to PSI or PSY. P, 16 equals 7. Y equals 7. I, which can be changed sometimes Y, so I'll say Y instead of I and forget about how they spelt it. P, S, which is also in Chaldean, okay, it's number 1. 1 as 10. S equals 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 0 equals 6. S equals 7. P equals 7. Y equals 7. You have psi, okay, CAD, AC/DC, okay, power up. Want to know why the 6, we have 666? Because it's upside down. Don't you see over here, the other one's upside down. It's still 666. Hey buddy, what do you got? I got a 6. Well, I got 2 6s, okay. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Plus 6, 6 and 6 is 18, is 234. 432 is the vibration. 216, okay, and 216 is 432. It's 18 days of 24 hours, or it's a Mayan month if you want to work it that way. How do we do it? It's 18 days. And then there's the reconnection of God on the 7th day of both sides. Here, it's right over here. Here's your 6 in the center. Upside down is 9. Here's your 666 here. And here's your 666 here. See the 2 X's? I X them out. Okay, they don't count. And you want to know how I can back myself up? Because when I go play the game of craps, that's right. They're either going to bar 1 and 1, or they're going to bar 6 and 6, because it's not fair. because one of them are playing inside. The one is already inside of you. The 6 is already inside of you. You can't have them both. That's why the game of craps is the way it is. Every single casino game that you will ever play is always going to tell you an answer to something else about the creation of life. And don't forget about baseball and basketball. The only 2 sports with B and B and B and B has to do with exactly one thing. No ties. No ties. No ties. No ties. Why do we have this that directs everything? Is this the real reader of what we're supposed to have as the thyroid gland? Just to let you know, I went for my tests. I did not get them back yet, but I went for a pee-pee test to see if I have any drugs in me, because I'm going to fight that ticket. And I'm going to tell you one thing. The doctors, I said to the doctor, and she says to me, so what are you smoking? I go, I only smoke the leaves that have no THC in it. I said, I can't afford the real stuff. I says, and by the way, I'm feeling a whole lot better now than ever before. And she says, okay, I'll write the driver's board that you're smoking THC-less marijuana. I'm going, it doesn't matter what you tell them. The minute you mention marijuana, they have no idea. They don't care about the THC. All they want is the test. So you write the truth. Don't try and make it up. I says, do you know, I asked her a few questions about marijuana, and she couldn't even answer me. We all know that this is the big bad wolf right over here. Okay? We all know that the Pontiac image is right over here. Okay? Because this has to be pushed down right over here, because our neck comes to a point. This is actually what our neck should actually look like. The broken arrow, right? Has anybody ever heard of the letter O? What family is the O in? It's in the water family. The O is just like a W. Okay, same sound. Just an image. You put the cube in here, or put your neck in over here, put the cube in over here. You put the cube in over here, and you put the neck in over here. What are you talking about? What Cuban? Fidel Castro. See, if I didn't know I was putting the cube in, I would never think of Fidel Castro. And what about Fidel Castro? What about Cuba? Not ready for that video yet, but 100% it fits. Otherwise, we'd be allowed to go there and there wouldn't be all this mumbo jumbo that's stopping us in the world. But whatever's stopping us in the world is because we're supposed to remember how it fits into the creation. Do you want to see how Y creates? Look, one tree split apart. Here comes the big bad wolf. See that little thing on top that divides, that connects the 2 sides? Somehow they jumper cabled us between here and then the 2 sides. I don't know how, and it's a guess, but I could be wrong. But I don't think so. RBIs in baseball, if we look at it as Chaldean, we'll look at 1-2-2. 1-2-2 is the 1st of May, and it only happens once every 4th year because we're supposed to lose. We're supposed to lose in 365.25 days, right? We're supposed to lose 1 day, 21 minutes every single year that goes by. Instead, we're adding a day after 365 days. And if somebody asks me, I'll do that connection also. The F, G, and H, where else am I? Where else am I? Oh, yes, listen to this. In French, it says bienvenue. It means welcome. But bien, okay, it means what do you own? What are your bien? What are your values? What do you own? So bienvenue. Venue means to be welcome. It also says Venus. And nu also says nude Venus, because it's Venus without anything. It's who man is. Man is just is the electronic. I'm assuming Venus is the division of the electronics. Saturn is the body. The Venus program, 28 grams. The dental, the tail of man is in the dental, something within the teeth. The bonheur means good humor. It also means the right hour. And bonheur, if you say it not understanding how to read French, you would say dog bone of Gaia. Somehow man is plugged into this land. I'm not sure, maybe, I'm not sure which way he's plugged in, but we're plugged into this world. Okay, I don't know which way we're plugged into this world. N and Z are a reflection of each other and stand for man. New Zealand, something to do with New Zealand. I know, because it's inside a monopoly. New Zealand, Oriental, Baltic, it's all in there. They all connect together. You want to be a Habs fan? You want to know why Montreal won 24 Stanley Cups? Because it was written in the book. It's written in the book. Whatever is won in any single Stanley Cup championship, in any baseball championship, any boxing match, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali. I don't care where you're from or what you do, but everything has been written, pre-written before anything began. Besides, we're behind in time. New Zealand, okay, which is 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals 2. That's right. The 9 lives of the cat, communication. That must be one of the reasons why there's radiation down there. H is 8, A, B, 2 is A, 1 is B, L. If you really read this and put it together, I'm quite sure I can spell Hubble. Because Hubble, the 1, 2 is L. The 2, 1 is U. So you have H-U-B-L-E because B, okay, is 2 and A is 1. So you're saying Hubble, like the Hubble spacecraft or whatever that's in the sky. One of the other things I wanted to mention is that I'm going to stop here, but I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to show you, okay, how we showed you how time in here came together, how 2 different ways time shows up together. And now I'm going to go in my next video and we're going to talk about how the bank machines or the guichet machines or the, what do you want to call it? Man's compressed 2 sides of his brain, right? It's slanted down, it's slanted down. I'm going to be able to explain to you more about the pool balls if you want to know where the 2 and the 10 come together and where the 10 has a 0. The 0 becomes 6, becomes 2 and 7. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 will actually say win big red. Okay. At the same time, I'm going to be able to, where we got blue 40, the reverse of, or the 7 world of 4 is the 3. If we use 4, the opposite of creating a 4 is 2 and 2 will actually be 5 and 5. Okay, so 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 25 and 10 is 35. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 8. 35 and 8 is 43. That number 43, Q and Z, okay, is 43 and it's put onto the 1 key. Okay, the 1 key, it's removed from the 7 and it's removed from the 9 and it's put onto the 1, from the telephone down to the banking machine or calculators or phones. I'm going to explain to you where every single one of these go, and one of the reasons, if you ever take a look at this, okay, well, your keyboard has F, G, H in a row and J, K, L. And the J, K, L on the second line that it has in a row is exactly on the number 5 key of your telephone. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I want to thank you very much if you made it to the end. I'm sorry if I raised my voice. I'm not looking to harm anybody, and I don't know anything more than what I can count in numbers. I don't really know much at all. If you don't ask me any questions, I cannot explain to you how I see my vision, because you already know that when you get up in the morning, regardless of the time, you got up just alone in the word, I'm awake. I'm awake. Awake is a wave in the ocean. I am asleep. I'm awake. A-W-A-K-E, A-S-L-E-E, energy, light, placement, P, which is the light, L, which is the light, the E and the E, which is the electronic, the S of E and E makes the S go twice, as number 19, as number 7, as in number 1. Oh, and I just rolled over my toe in my chair. Oh. Whew. In the next video, I'm going to show you the number 7 and number 9, how the keys and how the letters and how the numbers are moved to the 1 and everything that can be created within. Thank you for watching this video. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Tomorrow is the 121st day of the year. 11 times 11 equals to 121. Today, okay, is the 30th of the 4th month. The 304th day of the year is Halloween. Everything slips together in numbers, in different meanings, and it's just a whole bunch of tight. Okay, that's it, Ronnie. That's it. Did I have anything else to show? Besides, I'm No, I'm not sure of that. Well, that was, you know what you do? You put a football here, your brain. You put a football here, your brain, and then in the middle of the bone to connect the two sides. That would be your dog bone if you want. Then on this side over here, WBC. How do you get WBC, WC Fields? Well, it's just because the W is the 23rd letter, and so is B and C. The U is the 21st letter, so is A and B. The V is the B and B letter. WUV is also known as 666 in Chandelier. You see this? This is the